Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning to each and every one of you. How are you doing this morning? Welcome to another episode of Monday Morning Affirmations. This is your affirmation for Monday. I forgot what the date is today. I'm so sorry. Give me a moment. It's the 29th today. This is your Monday morning affirmation for Monday, June 29th, 2020. Monday morning affirmations, my affirmations can sometimes be based upon tarot. Sometimes it can be based upon readings from books that I've gotten, or, experiences that I've had and continue to have. My inspiration for these affirmations can come from anywhere. Today it's going to be from the tarot again, and this particular tarot deck, which I happen to love, it is the English Magic Tarot. I forgot about that last week, and so there it is for this week, the English Magic Tarot. I really do love this particular deck, and so we'll be working with it today for our affirmation for this week. So let's get into it. Let's give these cards another shuffle or two, and then we will get into this week's reading, or this week's affirmation, I should say. By the way, did you guys check out Overnight by Amy Grant? It's such a great song, and it was so apropos to what we did last week. Anyway, search Amy Grant Overnight and enjoy that particular song. So, but that was last week. This is this week. Let's focus in on what our affirmation for this particular week is. And it is, interestingly enough, the High Priestess. The High Priestess. And it is in the reverse position. I really, really like this interpretation of the High Priestess. And I don't know how much detail you can get from me holding it up to the camera like that, but I really do like this interpretation of the High Priestess. It's wild. It's untamed. It's chaotic. It's like the medicine woman or the witch that you would find in the woods. Very untamed and unguarded and unbounded and unfettered by tradition and unfettered by social norms. The High Priestess is very much like, it can be very much like that. The High Priestess card is all about going inward. The High Priestess is all about searching for spirituality through things that are unseen. In my meditation this morning, as I was preparing for this particular reading, I was just coming out of the meditative state, and for the first time, I saw these, it's almost like seeing stars. These little pixelated flashes of light. It's sort of like when you get clocked, boom, 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 and you see stars. It was sort of like that. Now, nobody had hit me. I hadn't hit my head on anything, but it's sort of like, getting your bell rung in a way where you see all of these stars. And it so happens that a couple of days ago, I watched this, it's not necessarily a documentary on fairies, but it It was a movie about fairies, basically interviewing these two people about their experiences with fairy houses and building fairy houses and etc. And they talk about how fairies can be, it can be basically just energy, and we anthropomorphize them, if that is even a word. We give them shape and form, and we make them into tiny versions of ourselves, as we do with all deity energy. We shape and mold them into our image, as the good book says, God created us in their image. We create deities in our own images. But anyway, the point of that story was they don't necessarily have to be anthropomorphized. They don't have to necessarily look at us. They could look like us. They could just be tiny specks of light. They could be. And when I came out of the meditative state, again, it felt as if my bell had been rung. I saw specks of light everywhere. And it was because I said, let me see what other people can't see. Let me see what's not there. That was my thought as I came out of the meditative state, and I saw all this energy. Now, whether or not it was fairies or any other type of celestial kind of energy, I don't know. I can't put a name to it except for what I just described. So basically, bringing this back around to the High Priestess, which happens to be in the reverse position. The High Priestess is all about seeing things that other people don't see. The High Priestess is all about experiencing things that other people don't experience. The High Priestess is all about the quote-unquote occult. Occult is not a bad word, by the way. It just means hidden. The High Priestess is all about that, about searching out things that aren't necessarily readily available through your typical avenues of Judeo-Christian Muslim teachings, finding the hidden meanings to many things in life, and not being afraid of it. I think that's the reason why this perhaps is in the reverse position, is because it can be chaotic, it can be wild, it can be unruly, it can be all of those things that might give us pause, might make us a little bit fearful. It can indeed be that, but we can't. This is encouraging us, if we want to follow down that path, to not be afraid and to be open to seeing what other people perhaps don't see. It's part of what I even do for a living. I can, I reach into and find things that perhaps are the underlying issues underneath the issues that we're talking about when you come in for a reading, to find the things that other people don't see and bring them to light. This week, if you are curious about pursuing things that other people don't see, the High Priestess is encouraging you to, and I am encouraging you, to go out there and start looking for the things that other people perhaps don't see. Sorry, I had an itch. But yeah, don't be afraid of it. The occult just means hidden. It's not scary. It just means that perhaps you're on a path that is untraditional and is wild and is woolly and seems crazy or chaotic to what other people would see. But if you look closely, again, if you look closely at the High Priestess card, underneath the water is calm. Underneath the water is clarity. Underneath it all, even though it looks wild and woolly up here, it's calm and peaceful and full of clarity down here. That's all I got for you today. I hope that you have a fantastic week. If you would like to get a personalized reading from me, the way to do that is in the link that is down below. Please do like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And again, I hope you have a great week. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.